Sentient Pest is the new Everdark Sovereign of Night Rain this week. While I warmed up to this boss after a few clears, I had a much better time fighting Fulgore last week, and I encountered a bug where both times I fought this boss as Wilder, it teleported outside the map. There has been a hotfix since, but after that wonderful experience, Iron Eye became my new choice Nightfarer. Instead of spending a sigil to run a Shifting Earth event, the runs consisted of the standard map. Naklateo is the easiest way to obtain great items and level up in my experience, but the middle castle is certainly not bad. I started off day one with a nearby camp, then a golem castle for even more early game experience. The first ever jail of the run was the Nox duo. With a bow and arrow, they could barely hit me, and I took the rune reward. After stopping by an Abductor Virgin castle, I was already at level 6 on day 1, so I decided to check the basement boss of the castle. It was a red wolf, and with this setup, I took it down without issue. My reward for the fight was a purple serpent bow. I did play like crap fighting the Crucible Knight right outside the arena, and took a death, so I had to run back down all the way through the basement to collect my runes. On the way to the night boss, I opened up another Everjail with a Bloodhound Knight in it. The night arena was across the lake. Mowing down these plants gave me enough experience to be level 9 on the first night fight. Too bad the grace didn't work, so I decided to take yet another death, so I would have full flask charges, but only be level 7. If I never have to fight another Tibia Mariner the whole time I play this game, I would not be disappointed. To start off day 2, I took the Spectral Hawk to the Remembrance for Iron Eye. There was an NPC invader waiting for me there. I used my ultimate charge, and I framed around him with the Mark skill to complete this quest. A Draconic Tree Sentinel was roaming the northwest part of the map, where I already was. Level 11 is more than enough experience to challenge him. Many attacks that would one-shot you at level 6 or below become survivable. I found that the Mark skill is perfect for mounted enemies, and was able to consistently break the mark for more damage. On a third Stone Sword key, I poisoned and shot down the Beastly Brigade. Just below this Everjail was a flying dragon. With my main hand weapon being a bow and arrow, I shot him in the head over and over again during the entire fight. I don't like fighting these base dragons that much, but playing as Iron Eye makes the whole ordeal so much more bearable. The dragon dropped me one of my favorite weapons, the Antspur Rapier. I don't care what build you're on, Erdtree avatars are the easiest day 2 field bosses to take out. If I run into these guys, I will always take them out unless the circle is closing in. This poor tree could not handle poison, scarlet rot, and incessant arrow attacks. I tried for a 4th and final Everjail, but Iron Eye does trash poise damage against these Crystallians. Patrolling the area around the Everjail was a bell-bearing hunter. I was hesitant on deciding whether or not to engage him, but went for the much harder fight in the end. The storm closed in by the end of the fight, and due in no small part to the iframes of the Mark skill, the hunter perished and dropped another Antspur Rapier, this one fire infused. The boss is of course weak to fire, and Scarlet Rot is the only status effect that all Night Lords are susceptible to. I walked into the Sentient Pest fight at level 15 with a purple poison bow and a purple Scarlet Rot fire infused rapier. Starting the fight in phase 2, that charge move is best avoided by strafe running away. This whole phase, thankfully, does not last that long, as that was the most difficult move for me to deal with. For the new third phase, Animus rises from the moth and revives that body along with the Whip Scorpion, putting 3 health bars on the screen. When either body's health is depleted, Animus will possess the body and buff its moveset. I strongly recommend taking out Fardes first, as the Whip Scorpion is much more straightforward to deal with. Before knocking its health to 0, make sure Noster is also low on HP. Take away that last sliver of HP when Animus possesses one of the bodies. It will leave one of them dead on the ground until this possession phase is over. High DPS lets us damage both the body and Animus during this phase, so keep up the pressure and this fight can end rather quickly. The Antspur Rapier and Iron Eye's Mark skill came in clutch here. Possessed Fartes gains larger AoE stomps, and a series of them at the end of his possession. It is much easier to deal with than Noster's series of magic projectiles. You need a great bit of stamina to run away from. If you can keep the pressure up, any good Iron Eye can take out Pest with relative ease. I did 5 runs and was able to complete them soundly. My first relic for the build added poison upon ultimate use, increased my attack power when facing a poison-afflicted enemy, and increased my ultimate art gauge. The second relic boosted my vigor and extended weak points duration. Finally, I used the Stone Sword Key relic, which gave me a key upon expedition start, and boosted attack power upon every Everjail clear. I have to say, in conclusion here, Iron Eye feels so much easier to play with than Wilder or Duchess. Maybe it's because I'm used to close range playstyles by now, but these Iron Eye runs feel less like Elden Ring and more like Remnant 2. Now that I'm trying more Nightfarers, expect a Raider video in the near future. For more videos just like this, at least every Friday at 5 p.m. Eastern Time, be sure to like and subscribe to TheJerseySide. So I'm editing this after the fact, and it looks like Sentient Pest will be back next week, as Night Rain is re-releasing the 3 previous Everdark Sovereigns. Now, the optimist in me is very thankful I get to fight Fulgore again so soon, but the pessimist in me thinks that, oh no, they're not done with the other ones yet, they need more dev time. And I do really hope they get more time to bug test these, because Sentient Pest teleporting outside the map was probably the worst bug I've ever seen in a From Software game. So here's to hoping for cleaner fights with the new Everdarks that come out in 3 weeks.